Hey guys, Sled here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest Deluxe Hawkeye with Sky Sled. Not to be confused with the Sky Sled from Masters of the Universe. At least that's what I think it's called in Marvel, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm sure one of you will. But of course, this is brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, and this thing costs $50. I didn't pay that for it though. I paid $25, bitch! Target clearance. Can't beat it. So, with that being said, let's cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review. We're gonna look-see at Hawkeye's accessories. Starting off with a pair of Punch and Judy hands, fisticuffs so he can sock you right in the kisser. It's all fine and dandy there. He of course has his handy dandy bow and arrow, which you can't really hold worth a shit. I mean, it's got this peg here, but it's not like there's a hole on the hand for that to go in. So that's kind of stupid. So he kind of just drops it and pisses me off and makes me say things I shouldn't. He does have a quiver, which is the same sucky MCU quiver, because, you know, a super classic retro, 70s, 80s looking Hawkeye is going to have something from 2012. I would say if you got the Toy Biz Hawkeye that came with a little Ant-Man arrow, maybe use that quiver on this guy. Just take the strap off his torso there and throw that one on. And then, of course, we got the Sky Sled, which this piece, I don't know what you want to call this, windshield piece, was separate in the package, as well as the base here. And it also came with one of these handy dandy flight stands with little ball pegs on it. You can pop it on there, I guess. It's not too loose, but it'll get loose over time, so it does articulate on there. No foot pegs on this thing, which is kind of stupid because he will just fall right off this. So if you got a clear rubber band laying around, you might want to use that. But Sky Sled's a nice solid piece. I would say it's on par with a lot of the other rides they do, like the Professor X hover chair or say the Ghost Rider bike. I don't have the Deadpool Vespa or the Black Widow bike, so I can't really compare it to those, but compared to the other rides I do have from Hasbro, it's solid, it's decent. I also have that Ram Cycle and the Cobra Coil from GI Schmo Classified series there, but that's a different brand. So, taking a closer look at Hawkeye here, and a decent looking figure. He is scrawny as all get out, though. I know he's supposed to be kind of agile or whatever, but he shouldn't be as thin as me. I mean, this literally looks like I'm wearing a Hawkeye costume, which I guess, it's cool to have a figure of myself, but I would dress up as someone cooler than Hawkeye, maybe Daredevil, because he's visually impaired too, but that's besides the point. But he's got a lot of added stuff, like the armbands here, the strap across his chest. He's got the little gauntlet pieces on his arms. He's got soft goods, full-blown soft goods dick towel there, which is kind of crap, but how else is he going to sit on the Sky Sled? So I guess it's alright. Head sculpt is nice. They did give him the whole 9 yards as far as the torso goes. The straps are keyed in there, so they're not going to move on you. But I can't help but feel that the retro card Hawkeye, looked a little better than this guy. I mean, aside from having pins, this guy is pinless through and through, but he just looked a little tougher. He looked like he could take a hit. This guy is very, 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 very scrawny looking. I don't know. I will say this one's head's nicer though. The eyes on that old one were kind of googly. So as far as articulation on this guy goes, he does have the disc hinge in the head, which on him doesn't function too terribly. He doesn't have a giant lollipop going on. He can rotate side to side. He does have a bit of tilt. His shoulders go out, back down. They rotate all the way around. He does have a butterfly joint, a beautiful butterfly joint. Doesn't look terrible, but you don't get a lot out of it. But it does help with archery poses, you know, if he could hold that arrow worth of shit. He does have bicep swivel, double elbow, swivel in the wrist with a hinge, incorrect hinge for holding weapons, and hands that don't really hold bow and arrow that well, but you can make it work, I guess. Ab crunch clicks forward once, back once, then back to neutral. Waist is kind of loose. I can only assume it's loose because they had to fit the soft goods in there, but it's loose. It's not tight, like, at all. But it's not floppy, I guess. It's just really butter smooth. His legs kick forward, back, out, back down. I forget which knee on this guy was easier to move. It was this one, okay. So bending that. You will bend the thigh a little bit, but it's not gummy in a bad way. But you can bend the knee. It's double knee there. Then he's got a thigh cut there, boot cut here. And then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker. A little gummy on this guy as far as the articulation goes, but not the worst we've seen. But not perfect. Not perfect by any means. Although I am curious if they'll use that is it Corsair, the X-Men guy, the Starjammer dude there, to make a new Taskmaster and recycle that Sky Sled. Because that would be kind of cool. Though they'd have to give him a cloth cape or else he ain't sitting on that thing worth a shit. It's bad enough it doesn't have foot pegs. I can imagine trying to fit a figure with a plastic cape on there. You might as well take the damn thing off. So, with that being said, move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Hawkeye, alongside the only other figures I purchased from the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest program Marvel Legends did last summer. Yeah, once again, as I mentioned before, in the Mark 1 Iron Man review that I posted yesterday. Check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. Didn't really dip my toes too deep into this line here, but we do have the Target exclusive Black Widow, who's probably the best figure of that whole line. Better than that character really deserves, because I'm going to ask a little bit prematurely before we get on to that review. Who gives a shit about Black Widow that much? I mean, seriously, whenever I hear people, even the ladies out there, mention their favorite like Avenger, it's always like Captain America because Chris Evans plays him, or Thor because Chris Hemsworth plays him. You know, they don't say Black Widow because she's a strong female character and I'm a woke cuckold bitch. Sorry. Probably going to get canceled for that one. But, of course, we also have the Mark 1 Iron Man. Again, did a review of him yesterday. Check that out if you haven't already. And, yeah, Hawkeye scales quite nicely with these two. I still think the retro card Hawkeye has better anatomy, though. I think this one's a little scrawny, but taking them out of here. This, of course, would not be one of my reviews without the infamous Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. And, okay, 11 Spawn, being a real estate whore once again, and towering over anyone, everyone, and anyone, I guess. Business as usual. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and even though this may be the best Marvel Legends Hawkeye we've ever gotten from either Toy Biz or Hasbro, it's still far from perfect. I mean, the poor bastard can't even hold the arrow correctly. I mean, seriously, a trigger finger hand would have probably been good enough. But instead, we got a regular grip hand, and the arrow just kind of falls out of it, at least on mine. And then, as far as the Sky Sled goes, it's cool, but, you know, some foot pegs, so Hawkeye wouldn't fall off the damn thing would have been nice. And while I do appreciate the flight stand, it is kind of loose, so yeah, not perfect, but I am curious if we'll see this Sky Sled reused with a Taskmaster utilizing that, who is it again? Corsair. The Corsair body, because he has the pinless arms and legs with the pirate gloves and boots, which is what a classic Taskmaster would have. That said, unless they gave Taskmaster a cloth cape, like they gave Hawkeye here a cloth dick towel, I don't really see him fitting on this thing all too well. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.